It's about holding those entities liable and responsible for their negligent activity. And so the knew or should have known, yes, like actual knowledge, someone came, you saw it, or someone, constructive knowledge, someone said, hey, look, Coach so-and-so has been doing this.
Right.
You failed to do something over years. That's what we're seeking to do, to hold those entities responsible.
Montgomery County Senator Will Smith is the Senate sponsor of the bill, which will lift the statute of limitations on all civil sexual abuse claims. Smith says that could well lead to many lawsuits.
It's conceivably possible that you could have massive claims. And then the policy question is, forget the legal question, but the policy question is, are we going to afford the victims of child sex abuse and rape an opportunity to seek civil justice? As a state, can we say, yes, we're going to allow that person to go back and get their, and seek justice, just an opportunity to seek justice. And that's the policy consideration before you as well.
Senate Bill 686, also known as the Child Victims Act of 2023, repeals the statute of limitations for anyone alleging they were a child victim of sexual abuse, no matter how many years since that alleged abuse. It calls for capping liability for state and local governments and school boards at $890,000. For private institutions, that cap would be $1.5 million. And the cap applies to each alleged incident of abuse. A number of amendments were offered up, including one calling for parity in liability between the public and private sectors.
This amendment would say if you were sexually abused by a teacher or by a prison guard or in a jail, or if you were sexually assaulted by an agent of the state or government, you shouldn't be entitled to less than if you were assaulted by someone in a private entity.
Senator Justin Reedy also offered an amendment that he said would ensure more money would go to the victims.
So this amendment very simply would cap attorneys' fees in an action in this bill at 10%. It's $150,000 for a $1.5 million award, or $89,000 for an $890,000 award. And I think it's actually a good faith amendment to strengthen the bill and will help the bill.
I've never seen anything as low as 10%. I've just never seen it. And so this bill is about access to justice. You want to make sure that there's a fine balance between, survivors actually being able to get an attorney that's interested in that, in the case, and then also not providing for a perverse incentive so that they have exorbitant fees. So to the trial attorneys out there, if you charge crazy fees, shame on you. But we do want to make sure that everyone has the ability to seek representation.
In the end, all proposed amendments failed. Senators voted 42-5 to give the bill final approval and move it on to the House. The House version of the bill now awaits a vote in committee. At the State House, Sue Copen for State Circle.